Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episode 1 of The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. Not Proud House, as I had made the mistake before. I don't know why. Well, I kind of know why I made the mistake, because proud and loud being so close to each other, and it's just like my mind just like farted. Total brain fart on that one. But yeah, so Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. As I've said before, I've seen the original Proud Family series, and I enjoyed it back in the day. It was one of those shows I grew up with, one of those shows that I just enjoyed the characters in, and really just got a kick out of the humor. Like, just humor-wise, like, you think of stuff like just everything involving Sugar Mama and all, and it's fantastic. Now, with this new series, I don't know if it's a continuation or if it's just a full-on like reboot or like resetting of things or a modernization. I don't know how they're working this in terms of that, but I'm definitely interested to see in how they update things for the current day and whatnot. I've seen what the animation looks like because I've seen the trailer, and it looks much more clean and fluid, better shadowing, which is to be expected. I also know that some of the original voice cast return. I don't know if all of them do, but I do know some of them do. And that's about it. Like, I don't know anything like story-wise about what happens. I assume each episode's probably its own thing. There's probably not like a huge interconnected story with this series. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how this is going to end up going down. But I'm definitely interested to see, for sure. I feel like there's going to be a lot of great commentary in this because I do know like that there are some queer actors in this and queer characters and all, and I know they're really leaning heavily into that kind of stuff, into just being, you know, progressive. And the original series was very much that way too, so it's like, it makes sense that they would continue to do that. I don't know, again, everything that happens, I don't know, like, to what degree they do this, but yeah. From what I heard from, like, the advertising talking about it, it's like, I think it said something about like Penny like getting ready to enter like the next stage of her life or something, and there's like maybe hints that like thinking about college or whatnot. So I don't know if I'm right about that or if I'm mistaking something, but if that is the case and if she and the other characters are a little older, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Yeah, I'm just definitely interested to see. I'm sure it's going to have the same kind of humor that we're used to, the same kind of shenanigans with Oscar and whatnot. I don't know if it's going to be compared to the original. I don't know if it's going to be more mature or if it's going to be kind of the same in terms of maturity level. I think I heard about, and I think I saw it in the trailer, there's like this joke about like Penny catching her parents after they had had sex. But like it doesn't show anything or explicitly say anything. It's just like they're wearing each other's clothes. They look like nervous that she's like caught them and stuff, but it's like you know what happened there. It's obvious. But I don't know if that's just going to be like this random adult joke in there, or if the entire thing's going to be more mature. I don't know. I can't say with any level of certainty. Because again, I'm going into this basically mostly blind. Just knowing little bits of information here and there and just what I remember, which isn't a lot from the trailer. So I'm excited though. I am. Hopefully this series is one that I really enjoy. It seems like it's pretty up my alley, though. It seems like it's pretty much my kind of thing. Um, and I want to once again apologize to everyone about dropping Bob's Burgers so suddenly and unceremoniously. It's just, again, it's not that I didn't like the show. I actually kind of did to a point. It's just, I don't think it was doing that well in terms of reactions for me, for my reacting experience. I made an entire video about it, but it's like, yeah, I just, I feel like that would be better to watch on my own time, at my own pace, if I'm going to continue it, rather than reacting to it. It's just one of those shows that I just don't think is great for this medium. Hopefully, Proud Family. I almost said Loud Family. My God. Now I'm mixing it up in the other direction. I'm hoping Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, is much better in that regard. It's not about being episodic versus serialized. It's the show itself, the type of comedy, the type of pacing, all of that jazz. We'll see how it's done. But either way, we're just going to get this started and hope for the best. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Very good start to the new series. Like I had said in the pre-thoughts, I had seen what the animation looked like before, but like seeing it fully within context here, it looks fantastic. Art and animation, just a very clear upgrade to the original, while still keeping the same style and general feel of the original. A lot of the humor is mostly the same, though the sequence with Shuggy and Shuggy being able to speak and play guitar, it's like felt really out of place. That's really the only negative I have with this first episode. The Shuggy sequence felt like too much. It was just, it was a little bit too much for me, because it didn't feel like the same kind of humor or anything as the rest of the episode. It felt so distant from the rest of it that it just kind of felt off. So that's interesting in that regard, that they chose to do that. And it seems like it was mostly so, I guess, Shuggy could tell them that he didn't want to go, and that led into Penny standing up to Maya and everything and sticking up for herself. But at the same time, it's like that could have been delivered in practically any other way. So it's like I just feel like it was unnecessary and confusing and just out of place. But everything else was great. The concept of this episode, going into this new, I guess you could, based off of this, it's a continuation. Based off of this, it does continue off of the last series. So, going with this continuation, basically the story is the characters are growing up. They're growing up, they're getting glow-ups, they're maturing in terms of body and mind, and they're on their way to adulthood. Obviously, they've still got years to go, but they're on their way. That's the big theme of this episode, and something that Oscar very much has to deal with. I like how it's kind of introduced as like Penny just wakes up and all of a sudden she's like a foot taller and she's curvier and stuff, and it's like obviously it doesn't work quite like that. It's very gradual, and it's like not really something you just suddenly notice like that. But it's a good joke that works, I feel. Especially coming off of however long it's been since the original series ended. Um, Being able to work that joke in that she's older and taller and everything now, it's like a sudden thing for us viewers. So yeah, I get it. And we see that the others have changed too. Let me look up something real quick here. Um, because I think I remember who Michael was in the original. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the original, Michael was a lot shorter. He had like his hair was like upwards above a little bandana that he wore. Um, and he had like a notable like overbite. He definitely looked a lot different. I'm seeing two different colors for his outfits here. He like wearing a light purple shirt with a dark purple headband, or a blue headband with a white shirt, or whitish with a little bit of light blue tint to it. But yeah, in the newer one, he definitely has much more style, different look to him altogether, and I like it. I like his character as well. He's fabulous, honestly. Um, and he's definitely one of our blatant queer representations. Like they made it very clear in this that he's gay, and that's awesome. I love that. He's a really fun character. He's super likable. He's kind of funny. That moment when in the changing room and everything at the army surplus store was fucking hilarious. Just the speed was the key for that. Just the first time she comes out, like the outfit having changed and all, it's like, okay, that's a really cute outfit. That's a really cute take on the entire Navy outfit and stuff. But then it's like Oscar like gives her a different outfit, shoves her back in, and just almost instantly she pops back out with a new outfit, and it's like, and then it just keeps going at a really quick speed every time he pushes her back in with a different outfit, comes back out with the fancier, more fashionable version of it, and it's like that was just really funny, the speed. And then Oscar just runs in himself, comes out right away in like this nurse's outfit, and it's like just this again, the speed is what made it really funny. Um, a lot of people will say, and I kind of agree to a point, that comedy can very much be about timing. And the timing of this joke, again, the speed it played at, is what sold it. It's what made it funny. We also see the Gross sisters in this. Apparently, they're not going to be bullies anymore, but they're business women now. They're apparently kind of working for and almost kind of running this record label. They're young rappers. They're working with other rappers like this young toddler, which is like, I get the joke, but it's like, oh my god, that's dumb. I get the joke that it's going for though. And yeah, so it's like a different dynamic with them, but you can still see that they're still squeezing money out of our gang. La Cienega having to deal with puberty, like with the not dark side. I hate that some people call it that, but the more annoying side of puberty, dealing with stuff like hair growth on the face, blemishes and whatnot. While all the other girls and Michael and all the other just characters in general, their growth is shown through like, oh yeah, they're getting taller, they're getting curvier, they have just very clearly they've gotten older or taller in Zoe's case, which is like that's pretty much it for her, which they make a joke about. But with La Cienega, with someone who's always been all about the beauty, by having her be the representation of like again the blemishes, the facial hair growth, I think that's actually a really smart and like clever idea, a funny idea for her to be the one. Because a lot of shows would have it be the main character. It would be Penny in this case. But no, instead they have it be the very shallow, self-obsessed one who is all about her looks. It's like that it just makes sense, honestly. And in the end, she is brought back to her just typical beautiful looks and all, thanks to Michael. And yeah, it's all good. But it's like getting to see that represented here too is cool. It's really well done. A lot of this has to do with, of course, Oscar not wanting to acknowledge that his daughter is growing up, though he does admit that he understands that it's happening. He just doesn't want it to happen. He kind of blatantly says that. He says he's going to do everything in his power to stop it. And it's like, this is something that it's very overdone in a lot of animation, and not just animation, but shows in general. The overprotective dad who's not ready to let his daughter grow up or date or anything like that, or wear not even revealing outfits, just regular outfits. Like the outfits she was trying to wear weren't even bad. But it's like, this has very much always been a thing. And it's like, maybe it's just the experiences I've seen and I've heard of from friends and I've been through and all, but I've never seen this actually be a thing in real life. It probably is. Like, other people probably have experienced that. I'm just going off of my own experiences. But it's like, it's something you always see in media. But then it's like, in real life, again, it's like, I personally have never seen it. But if someone else has, that's fine. Their experiences are valid. Or if they know someone who has, that's valid. It's just, I'm just saying from my perspective. I want to make that clear, that I'm not saying that it just doesn't happen because I've never seen it. I'm sure it does. I'm just saying that I've never seen it. And Maya is another big important character. We meet Maya, her brother, and her father. They have moved into Sticky's old house because Sticky has decided to leave with his parents to go to Japan. I guess that's a way of writing him out of the show. I don't know if they just couldn't get the voice actor to return or something, but yeah, I guess he's just written out of the show. All right. So Dejanay is going to have to thirst over someone else now. But yeah, so in their house now is Maya and her family. Her brother, KG, I think his name was. He seems to be kind of obsessed with technology and stuff, but he doesn't seem like bad or anything. He has that little he has that like little vocal tick that seems to be a thing for him, where he says like sheesh, but in a very, very specific, drawn out way. And it's like, okay, so that's going to be a thing with him. And then Maya herself, based on the panda thing, and even the what her brother said about her just not liking people, she might be in this series to kind of be like an example of the just over the top, what would I call that? What's the word? My mind is completely blanking here. Activist. Like an over the top, overzealous activist character who is trying to do good things but goes way too far with it and is a little, well, yeah, overzealous in regards to her beliefs. She strikes me as that kind of character. And it's like, that's interesting because I don't know if we've seen that kind of character too often. At least not in a notable role. Like, sometimes I've seen those kind of characters in like a one-off, one-episode thing, but it's very clear that Maya and her brother are going to be recurring, notable characters here. So it's like, that's interesting to me. And that she, as like this overly aggressive activist, is going to be continuing on. I assume that eventually she's going to end up joining the friend group. I don't know how long it's going to take or what it's going to take to get to that point, but I assume that is where it's going. Um, but yeah, she's definitely taking things too far, trying to break into the zoo after hours and free the panda and everything. It's like, again, I get what she's going for, but it's like, girl, no. um, I do hope though that since they're showing this kind of character, they also show activism in this series in a positive way. Because yeah, it's very clear that she's supposed to be the more toxic side of that, to where it's like she's going way too far and just doing things that are very blatantly illegal, but also just wrong. But I hope we also get to see the side of activism within this series that is good, that is necessary. Because activism in of itself is not bad. In fact, it's a very good and important thing that we need to take part in. So I'm just really hoping they don't try to demonize that as a whole, which I don't think they're going to do by any means. But I'm a little worried. Um, and yeah, so it was a pretty good episode. All the characters pretty much seemed like themselves. Michael was, I think, the most changed of our main group. Um, but I like the updates. I think it was a smart update. I think it was a really well handled update. And I just really like his character in this so far, in this continuation. So yeah, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of the first episode of Proud Family Louder and Prouder? Did you enjoy how this kicked off? Did you enjoy the jokes, the goofiness, the typical Proud Family shenanigans? Let me know, and thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.